where Rookie of the Year is over 2-3 weeks ago, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is starting to push jaWilson for MVP of this league, and I am not exaggerating. She is starting to push Asia as the best player in the league because I don't see anybody control a game the way Caitlin can.
You won't believe this, Skip. Bailey just dropped a bomb. Caitlin Clark for MVP. jaWilson, the reigning champ, is not having it. But here's the kicker. Clark's stats back it up. She's leading the league in points and assists as a rookie. How is this even real?
Caitlin Clark is running away with the WNBA assists lead. She's 25 better than anybody else in the league. It's pretty extraordinary for a rookie. Caitlin Clark, in a shock to me, has proven already to be a once-a-generation passer. I did not see that coming at Iowa. I thought scoring, yeah, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's, but passing like this? I'm talking about gifted, LeBron-esque bounce passing.
Let's break it down. Clark isn't just good. She's changing the game, dropping numbers that make seasoned pros look slow. And jaWilson? She's not happy. Imagine being the top dog, only to have a rookie roll in and steal your spotlight.
I'm talking about gifted, LeBron-esque, two-handed, full-court, touchdown pass kind of passing, the likes of which I don't see in the WNBA.
Was that a direct attack on Aja?
She's having impact on her team that nobody else in the league is having on her team. This is a team that went 13-27 last year. And suddenly, the Indiana Fever are the hottest team by far in the league.
Here's where it gets wild. This isn't just about two players. It's the future of the WNBA. Clark isn't just playing, she's reshaping the league, while Wilson's fighting to hold her crown. Who'll come out on top? That's the real question. And this rivalry is just heating up. It's going to change women's basketball forever. Stay tuned.
I've got the fever. I can't help it. I can't stop watching. I can't stop talking about the impact Caitlin Clark is having on game after game after game.
Remember when rookies were supposed to take it slow their first year? Yeah, Caitlin Clark missed that memo. She's not just keeping up with the vets. She's blowing past them. But here's the kicker. Her impact goes way beyond the stats. We're witnessing history in the making, and it's happening faster than anyone saw coming.
She takes over. She maestros. She controls game after game after game with her passing and her carefully chosen spots to score.
Let's talk about Clark's last game. 40 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Can you believe those numbers? That's not just impressive for a rookie. That's MVP level stuff. And it's no fluke. Clark's been putting up insane stats all season. But here's the wild part. She's not just leading her team in scoring. She's leading the entire league in both points and assists as a rookie. That's like a high school kid crushing a college exam. It shouldn't happen, but it is, right before our eyes.
Caitlin, you're really not a rookie anymore. You're that good. You've proven to be that great. Her three-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes as effortlessly as Caitlin can.
You might be thinking, sure, her stats are great, but does it lead to wins? Oh, absolutely. The Indiana Fever went from a 13-27 record last season to an 18-6 playoff spot this year. And who's behind that turnaround? You guessed it, Caitlin Clark. But hold on to your hats, because there's more. Clark's averaging 37.6 points per game when you combine her scoring and assists. That's not just impressive, it's potentially record-breaking. She's on pace to set a WNBA record in her rookie season. Let that sink in.
jaWilson's currently the heavy MVP favorite. Clark has jumped to a distant second, according to odds makers. So
she looks like a completely different player.
They look like a completely different
Because she did the work during the All-Star break. Caitlin said, I don't want to do none of that. I'm going to the lab. I need to fix what's going on here. And now we see the difference. She's like, nah, I'm going to chase that MVP because ain't nobody with me.
What Clark's doing isn't just impressive, it's game-changing. She's not just racking up numbers, she's transforming an entire franchise. The Fever went from bottom of the barrel to playoff contenders in one season, all thanks to this rookie phenomenon.
Not right now. Right now? No. By the time the end of the season, for sure. She's going to unanimously win it.
Wait, hold on.
The only reason y'all don't want to unanimously give it to her.
I'm not saying, no.
Look, Candace Parker got it, right?
But was Candace Parker on a great team?
She got it, regardless.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Clark isn't just outshining rookies. She's outplaying seasoned vets. Players who've been in the league for years are watching this rookie rewrite the record books. It's like she skipped the learning curve and went straight to superstar status. So, what does this mean for the WNBA? Everything we knew about rookie expectations just flew out the window. Clark isn't just exceeding expectations. She's obliterating them, forcing us to rethink what's possible for a first-year player.
That's my
No
thing.
way.
That's my opinion.
Unanimous.
I mean,
That's
just
crazy.
team,
Yeah,
just
this
like,
is crazy.
Yes.
Asia's team is not dominating like it was
She's #1 in
last
sales.
year's, right? She wasn't dominating last year.
Okay,
The team
give
is
her
not
an award for
dominating.
that.
They didn't have Chelsea Gray for
And they just also knew. I'm watching them play in real
if-
time.
let-
Get
let's
numbers,
just-
but they.
What I'm saying is,
Not
let's just
the
say Asia's team keeps losing, but she's still balling, and Caitlin's team is winning and she's balling. The tide will shift, and they're going to try to push it because of the team winning. But if everything just stays the way.
You might be thinking, sure, Clark's stats are impressive, but can one rookie really transform a whole sport? Brace yourself. Clark isn't just changing her team's fate, she's revolutionizing basketball at the highest level. It all starts with her insane shooting range. Let's break down her shot. Clark is pulling up from spots that make defenders scratch their heads. She's hitting 37% from 30 to 34 feet. Those aren't just good numbers. They're video game numbers. Most players can't even see the basket from that distance, but Clark's treating it like a layup.
Records
Unanimous
already,
in 12
bro.
games.
What are y'all talking about? She's broken WNBA records. What are y'all? You discrediting her?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, if
she has changed the game.
unanimous.
That alone, as a rookie, think about this. A motherfucker sped up to try to bump me.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Well,
I'm a rookie. You the vet. You know how powerful I gotta be for you to have that type of animosity in your heart?
well,
But here's where it gets wild. Clark isn't just a long-range sniper. She's equally lethal up close, hitting 63.6% within 5 feet of the rim. Imagine trying to guard someone who can score from anywhere on the court. It's like trying to patch a leaky boat with your fingers. Stop one threat, and another one springs up.
Caitlin is Jean Grey out there.
I can tell you this.
She's an
X-Men.
Omega level mutant.
X-Men.
Omega. She's a phoenix.
Hilarious.
I can tell you something right now. Is the fact that they have her second in MVP clearly says she's going to win Rookie of the Year for
Yeah,
sure.
fire.
And that's why Clark is changing the game. Defenses can't just focus on one aspect of her play. They have to completely overhaul their strategy. As one expert put it, Clark's offensive prowess is forcing teams to rethink their entire defensive approach, because she can score from anywhere on the court.
This is not hype. It's okay. It's okay. She can play.
But I wasn't really a huge fan of WNBA. Right? I would watch here and there some certain players, but I wasn't like really in tune. But then once I seen Caitlin play, right, before the hand motions and all that, I'm like, dang, is that Steph Curry with a ponytail? That's what I thought.
But it's not just about Clark scoring. She's also leading the league in assists, which means when defenses collapse on her, she's finding open teammates all over the place. It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head. One minute she's draining threes, the next she's spreading impossible passes through traffic.
By the way, speaking of basketball, Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record.
This dual threat is what makes Clark so exceptional. She's not just a great player, she's a game changer. One expert even called her a franchise-altering talent, rewriting the rules of what's possible in the WNBA. They're not exaggerating. Clark's presence on the court is elevating her entire team's performance.
There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA. I mean, you had somebody who was the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history who plays for Las Vegas, and nobody talked about her. Nobody talked about Kelsey. Wonderful player. Nobody talked about her. Caitlin Clark is just different. And you saw that yesterday. Again, they beat a good team, and she was great. But her ability to get her teammates involved is what's going to stand out to me with her rookie season, to remind you of just how great she is seeing the floor.
Think about it. With a player who can score from anywhere and dish out assists effortlessly, what's the strategy? Double team her. She'll find the open player and play her one-on-one. Good luck stopping her from scoring. It's a lose-lose for defenses and a win-win for Clark and her team.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with?
And here's the kicker. Clark's doing all this as a rookie. Most players take years to make this kind of impact, but Clark stepped into the league and flipped it upside down from day one. She's not just playing the game. She's redefining it.
Their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark.
While Clark is redefining offensive play, another force looms large in the WNBA. Ever wondered what happens when an unstoppable scorer meets an immovable defender? We're about to find out, and the answer could change women's basketball forever.
Rookie of the Year, foregone conclusion. But I think MVP. Now, I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But jaWilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach.
The clash between Caitlin Clark and jaWilson isn't just a game. It's a battle for the future of the WNBA. On one side, you have Clark, the rookie sensation lighting up scoreboards and shattering records. On the other, Wilson, the reigning MVP with unmatched defensive prowess and rebounding skills. It's like a real-life superhero showdown, and basketball fans can't get enough.
Consider for MVP. I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
You know what's wild? Clark's games are drawing huge viewership, minus 617,000 for a recent match. That's not just impressive. It's beating some NBA games. A rookie in the WNBA is outshining established NBA stars in the ratings game. That's not just good. It's game-changing.
She's learned how to play the game, and she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA way. But also, she needed a rest. She needed a rest after the season in college basketball. A month later, she's playing games, and she's playing against really good teams. And then they stacked the schedule up front, so everybody got to see her play. She struggled. And I said, second half of the season, look out. And that's exactly what's happened for her and her backcourt mate, Kelsey Mitchell. She's wonderful, too.
But here's where it gets really intriguing. Clark's popularity isn't just about her. It's boosting the entire WNBA. We're seeing increased attention, more sponsorships, and a whole new level of excitement around the league. It's like Clark's star power is lifting all boats, and the WNBA is riding the wave.
jaWilson's MVP.
Correct.
But once again, I'm talking about the totality of somebody's value. Her value is felt every place she goes, every arena she goes. TV, ratings, value. Now, look, that's not, I guess, fair, with statistical categories.
Life is not fair, and Aja should deal with it.
But this is something that, to me, is larger than the stats that you're going to have. Value, I think she should be runner-up to jaWilson. Now, there have been wonderful players. There are wonderful players. I'm talking about something that maybe is hard to define.
I think Caitlin Clark might just dethrone jaWilson and snatch the MVP title. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. Next voice, next voice. Now you might be wondering, when do we get to see Clark and Wilson face off? Mark your calendars for September 11 and 13. These matchups aren't just games, they're potential MVP deciders. It's like the basketball gods gave us an early playoff preview with sky-high stakes. However, there's a chance jaWilson might not be on the court against the Fever due to her new injuries.
12 rebounds, 3 blocks. She's leading the WNBA in points and block. In my mind, she's a unanimous MVP, but we're not going to have that conversation right now. The question at hand is for you, Carolyn Peck. What does this injury to jaWilson mean for the Las Vegas Aces?
Okay, let's look. The last time jaWilson missed a game was August 13th of 2019. She has put in work over 3 seasons now, and you look at what she has done this season.
If jaWilson isn't on the court, Caitlin Clark could easily take down the Las Vegas Aces, potentially boosting her chances to snag the MVP title for the year.
Playing a 40-game season. She also played 163 minutes in the Olympics. So let's look at first the silver lining is this is an opportunity for jaWilson to have the day off in order to be able to, get a little rest, because since she came back after the New York game.
But this rivalry isn't just about individual accolades. It's reshaping the entire landscape of women's basketball. Think about it. When was the last time the WNBA had this much buzz? Clark is drawing in new fans, Wilson is defending her turf, and the whole league is benefiting. It's like watching the birth of a new era in real time. And let's not overlook the cultural impact. Clark isn't just a great player, she's becoming a phenomenon. She's attracting die-hard basketball fans and casual viewers who might have never watched the WNBA before, single-handedly expanding the reach of women's basketball.
Clark and the Fever currently lead the WNBA in average game attendance and per-game TV viewership.
jaWilson for MVP. She's rewriting the playbook. This rookie is doing things we've never seen before, and it's got everyone talking. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Clark isn't just changing the game on the court. She's revolutionizing it off the court, too. The WNBA is seeing unprecedented attention. Big viewership numbers, new fans, and a buzz like never before. As Clark and Wilson face off, they're not just battling for MVP. They're shaping the future of women's basketball. Who will come out on top? And how will it change the game forever? That's the big question we're all eager to see.